The main problem with All Lives Matter is it's a response to Black Lives Matter.
So since All Lives Matter is just a response to Black Lives Matter, you have a problem? But isn't the fact that it's a response to Black Lives Matter actually justifying it to shine light on a problem that everyone, not just black people, are dealing with?
People are assuming Black Lives Matter means only Black Lives Matter when it really means Black Lives Matter too.
So Black Lives Matter actually means Black Lives Matter too? In that case, doesn't that mean that Black Lives Matter would have to be a response to something as well? Nobody says I ate chocolate too if someone didn't already say I ate chocolate. So if Black Lives Matter is a statement saying Black Lives Matter too, then was someone saying only white lives matter first? No, in reality, the All Lives Matter saying is in response to people saying Black Lives Matter to a problem that isn't all about black people.
All Lives Matter seems to spring up only as a response to Black Lives Matter. All of a sudden, we're looking around in America and black people are dying disproportionately at the hands of police and neighborhood watchmen and off-duty police and retired police and people who join the police force for just a week. And we're like, hey guys, we're dying out here, Black Lives Matter too.
And while you may be correct that black people were dying disproportionately to the demographics of the US, the figure isn't disproportionate to the amount of violent crime being committed, which it would actually make sense to look at considering it's pretty obvious that people being killed by police would have something to do with the amount of crime that's being committed, of which the young black male population does so in a highly disproportionate number.
And then the next thing you hear is, all lives matter though. Agreed, but black people are dying a lot more now. Can you agree that all lives matter and then kind of help with the black people who are dying?
The reason people are resisting Black Lives Matter is because you're making this a black-only problem, when in fact it's a problem that can't be singled out to one race. According to The Guardian, so far in 2016, 821 people have been killed by police. 201 of those people have been black. Out of those 201, only 36 of them were unarmed. Yet a few of these minority cases were highlighted all over the mainstream media as if race was the pervasive and underlying issue in black killings. When actually looking at the data closely, the percentage of unarmed people killed by race is actually very close to each other. For example, the percentage of black unarmed deaths by police to black deaths overall by police is about 18%. For whites, that number is 17%. And for a sample size of this magnitude, a 1% difference is not very impactful.
All lives matter is like your house catching on fire, you calling the fire department coming, pouring water in your house, and your neighbor saying, hey, all houses matter. Yeah, but my house is on fire, so do you want to grab a hose or do you want to shut up? Wouldn't all lives matter include black lives? Like, is there no correlation that black lives can be included in the all lives matter? If your all lives matter, I'll give you that. But can't you agree that something's wrong in what's happening to black people? So you want to march or want to watch my house burn down?
Now, this is one of the worst analogies that is spreading like a wildfire, excuse the pun, all over this movement. It fails because it is not acknowledging that there's a problem with the white person's quote-unquote house. A more apt analogy would be if there was a neighborhood of 20 houses. A fire starts and begins to burn 4 white people's houses and 2 black people's houses. Since white people are the majority, the data would show that a disproportionate number of black people's houses were being burned. But the data that isn't mentioned is that black arson caused one of the house fires. So when the fire breaks out, the media shines its light on the black houses, while people around are trying to say all houses matter while their fire turns their house into ash. When you think that all lives matter is trying to take a spotlight off of black lives, it's not, because the problem is not limited to race.
God forbid Harambe the gorilla died and you are totally up in arms.
Insert Harambe is God joke here.
All lives should matter all the time, which is why black lives matter too. I hope this is now clear.
It's actually not clear. You have clearly not even looked at the statistics with a careful eye at all. You seem to be parroting talking points that are based on the representation that the mainstream media gives each story. But let me make something clear. There is actually a solution here to part of the problem. Now, there will never be a time where no one is killed, since not all of the killings by police are unjustified, since there are some that are truly out of defense. That being said, some of these incidents occur because police are carrying out victimless crime laws like selling loose cigarettes or having a taillight out or doing illegal drugs. These laws need to be thrown in the trash because when police stop stopping people for stupid shit, police will stop killing people for stupid shit. But go ahead, keep chanting Black Lives Matter and crying that there needs to be change when you are not correctly addressing the symptom of the problem. Liberty out, but not gone.
The main